and happy Easter. Our gathering song is, you can find it in your hymnal. If you don't know it, Circle Around for Freedom. It's number 155. And the melody line that we are singing, if you're reading the music, is the middle one where it says melody. Just give me an A and we're good. Circle around for freedom. Circle around for peace. For all of us in prison. Circle for release. Circle for the planet. Circle for each soul. For the children of our children. Keep the circle whole.
For millennia, the Western Abenaki people have called this land home. They have loved and cared for this land. We now have the privilege of gathering here as a religious community. And I have to tell you, I love those two words, religious community. Let us do so honoring this legacy of love and stewardship. Good morning. I'm Steve Finner, your worship associate this morning. On behalf of the entire worship team, I am delighted to welcome all of you, those of you here in the sanctuary and those of you watching the live stream. Thank you for joining us in this time of worship. We appreciate your presence and fellowship as part of our beloved Unitarian Church of Montpelier. Growing up in a secular Jewish home, Holy Week was not a pleasant time for me, as we were subject to anti-Semitic insults and worse. I can share that here because this is a safe place. This is a loving place. And for over 155 years, this church has been such a sanctuary for those seeking both spiritual sustenance and peace and justice in the world. With you, we continue today on that path. Please know that you can also listen to and watch the service in the fireplace room downstairs if you should need to leave the sanctuary for any reason. It is always a pleasure to have newcomers and guests join us for worship. And if this is your first or second time visiting and you feel comfortable doing so, you are invited to stand as you are able at this time, so we might offer you a special welcome. Thank you. We are glad you are here. Any of you who are newcomers to our congregation and worship service are invited to fill out our wellness form available at the hospitality table in the vestry during coffee hour so that we may connect with you more fully. We would love to have you join us for coffee hour immediately following the service to offer you a more personal welcome. And now, we can all join in the welcoming by taking a few minutes to turn to your neighbors in the pews and share a few words of greeting. Thank you. Thank you for sharing those warm greetings. You are invited to continue your conversation after the service during coffee hour. There are two events I want to bring to your attention. We will be hosting Zoom watch parties of the YouTube live stream of the April 16th and April 30th worship services. Join us live on Zoom and watch the live stream in community. Join early to chat with others, check in, and worship together on Zoom. You can find the link to that in this week's church news, or for more information, contact Vertus Robinson, the Ministerial Coordinator of Worship Arts Production and Adult Lifespan Education. Please note that the chat function will be on for those services. You're also invited, if you want, to host a circle supper this spring. If you're interested in doing so, please contact Elaine Ball for details. She'll be at the hospitality table after the service. Hosts are needed for these circle suppers is coming this month in May. As a host, you are able to decide how many guests you are able to accommodate, the dates and times that work best for you, and the type of potluck meal you would like to plan. You can sign up, as I said earlier, at the membership table or contact Elaine. And I do need to explain my special bonnet. I am a reserve captain in the Vermont Coast Guard. And last thing I knew, we were still looking for a coast to guard. And now the most important announcement. A clumsy bunny seems to have come through the children's chapel. Please join Rowan after the service to find all of the painted wooden eggs. For additional announcements, please consult the weekly e-news. And now, let's take a deep breath, make sure our cell phones are off, and enter more deeply into a time of worship with our prelude.
The earth awakens into springtime again. Through fissures and cracks in the mud and dirt, new life emerges. Out of cold death, warm life rises. Cells become blades and shoots of green, exerting their genetic memory to create once more sprouting, blooming life. Our spirits, too, emerge again, shaking off the dust and the ash, rising with hope on the dawning of this new day. Come, let us worship together. I invite you to join in our opening hymn, which is number 368 in the gray hymnal. Now let us sing. Please rise in body or spirit.
Hey, Charlotte and Otis, are you here? There we go. You get the magic. Okay. All right. Let us now light the chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. This morning, we welcome two of our bridging seniors, Charlotte Friend and Otis Loga, to light the chalice. As they do, I invite you to light a chalice at home if you have one nearby. It's okay. Let me give you a hand. Okay. This requires an advanced degree. There you go. All right. Excellent. The light returns. The snow is leaving. And we light this chalice with thanks for the first hints of spring. Now let us join our voices in saying these words of affirmation adopted from L. Griswold Williams. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine. Thus we have.
Good morning. I wanted to remind everybody that this today is an all-ages service. That means we have kids and adults and really adults and all sharing space. So we welcome wiggles and giggles and coughs and whatever comes with the signs of being alive, because we who are here are alive, and we are glad for that. At this time, I'd like to invite children of all ages to come forward for a story, and in particular, I need some help. I believe there's some eggs that are floating about in the pews. Has anyone seen any eggs? I'm looking for 12 eggs. So somehow, if people can find a way to get all 12 up to the front, that would be really, really helpful. I'm not sure how I can tell the story without them. Great. Bring them up and put them in this basket, please. Yeah. All right. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Getting close.
Hey, you said 8 and this says 8.
Yeah.
I got an 8.
9, 10, 11. Oh, I think this might be the last egg. I hope so.
I got 8.
So if everybody could find a seat, that would be great. So we're going to leave the eggs in the basket.
Says 1.
Okay, can you hand me the egg that says 1, please? That would be great.
Wait, no, this is 4.
4. Okay, we need the egg that has a number 1 on it.
This one does. Wait, yes.
This one. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to open this first egg. Does anybody know what religion Easter is from? What is it? Easter Bunny. Any other thoughts? Christian. Yeah. So Easter is a Christian story. Does anybody remember the story at Christmas of, we did a no rehearsal Christmas pageant for anyone who is here. There was a baby born. There's a baby in this egg. What was the baby who was born at Christmas? What was his name? Jesus. Easter is a time when Christians commemorate the life and the death of Jesus and what is said to have happened after he was buried. Does anybody find number 2, egg number 2? What egg do you have? That one just has a 7 on it.
Can I get one too?
Yeah. Here.
Oh, look, 11. 7, 11.
This one has a 2? Okay, we'll take all the eggs out of the basket that haven't been opened yet, and then we'll put the open ones in the basket. We'll do a new way. Okay. Can someone help me take the tape off this one, please? Thank you. Not yet. We're going to do them in a particular order so they can help us tell the story. We're going to find out what's inside egg number 2. They're taped shut. Thank you. Oh, it looks like a little book. What occupation, what kind of job has to do with a book? A librarian, that's a good one. Author. What was that? A story. These are all ones related to books. Maybe does anybody go to school?
This is number 3.
Thank you. Does anybody go to school? Who reads you books at school? Who reads books at school? Teachers, yes. So Jesus was a great Jewish teacher a long time ago, and he preached about God's love. Jesus taught us that we should care for the poor and he told us that we should forgive people who hurt us. And in his lifetime, Jesus influenced many people, and he taught them to love one another. Okay, we're going to hold off right now while I'm telling this story. Jesus taught people to love one another the same way that they loved God. And 12 of these people who followed the teachings of Jesus were called his disciples. And they traveled with Jesus and they listened to him preach day after day. And during his time, many people were expressing changes that they wanted to see in the world. Roman leaders and other leaders didn't like Jesus, and they started they noticed that a lot of people were listening to Jesus and following his ideas. And so some of the leaders got worried that maybe that Jesus and his followers would start a rebellion and start changing the way that things were. So we're going to open egg number 3. Can you open egg number 3 for me? Thank you. What shape is this? It's a rock shaped like a heart. Jesus taught that people who were poor or disliked by society were most loved. Hearts stand for love. That these people were most loved by God. And Jesus wanted to change the social structure so that they would be treated more kindly and that the rich would share their resources with the poor. People who had a lot of power and money didn't like this. And as Jesus became more popular, the leaders planned to kill him. Does anybody have egg number 4? That one's egg number 4. That one's 7. That one's 4. Can you open it for me?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, thanks. Do you want to help open one of the eggs? You can open the next one. I opened the first one. They're a little tough. Maybe we can find egg number 5. That one's, let's see.
Egg number 5.
Okay. Yeah. Can you take the tape off and then leave the egg shut, though? So we'll do egg number 4 first. Thank you. Some of them are easier and some of them are harder to open. It seems like number 4 is really hard. Oh, but you got it.
Artificial.
Okay. We're going to do number 4 first, though. What is this? A palm tree. So one day, Jesus went to a city called Jerusalem with his disciples. These are the 12 teachers that were following him, who are listening to his ideas. And they went to celebrate Passover, which is a Jewish holiday. And Jesus rode into Jerusalem on the back of a donkey, and crowds gathered, and they spread out palm branches as on the ground before him. Okay, and egg number 5. What was in egg number 5? A bunch of grapes. Jesus ate a meal with his 12 disciples, a meal that people often call the Last Supper. And during this meal, they shared bread and wine, and one of his disciples, Judas, told Jesus' enemies where he could be found. And the enemies captured Jesus, and all the other disciples ran away. Okay, now we need egg number 6. Egg number 6. Would you like to open egg number 6? No? Would you like to open egg number 6? Yeah, you got an egg too. Okay, you're going to be the next person to open. What's inside that one? A cross. Okay, so egg number 6 was a cross. Pontius Pilate, the governor of Jerusalem, asked the people what to do after the enemies had caught Jesus. And they ordered that Jesus be put to death. And Jesus was taken to a hill, and he was nailed to a cross. And after he died, they took him down and they carried him away. Okay, what's in egg number 7? This one's number 7, I think. Oh, this is egg number 7. That one's number 6. Oh, we're on Oh, that was the one we just did. 7. Why don't you open your egg? What number do you have? 9. You're right. So we'll do 8 after this one. This one's 7.
It's first to know.
Oh. Okay, in egg number 7, we have, what is it? A rock or a stone. The body of Jesus was wrapped up in cloth and linen and placed inside of a cave. And they used that to be his tomb, the place that they put his body. And it was a big cave, big enough for a body, and they put a gigantic stone, much, much bigger than this one, and they rolled it in front of the cave so that it blocked the cave shut. The people who followed Jesus and his teachings were really, really sad.
You sure
Yeah,
there's nothing in it?
it doesn't sound like there's anything in it. Egg number 8. Where's egg number 8? Oh, there's egg number 8. Do you want to open it or see if someone else does? Yeah.
A frog sound. I heard it through a frog sound.
You heard a frog sound. That's so exciting. Okay, let's see what's in egg number 8 is. I made this. It's not very good, but take a guess at what you think it might be. A mirror. Oh my goodness, you're brilliant. It's a mirror. People began to recall, so after they buried Jesus, people began to recall the wonderful experiences that they had had with Jesus. They told one another about the times when he was wise and the times when Jesus was kind. The very tone of Jesus' voice and the look on his face would come back to them so vividly that it seemed as though Jesus was right there with them again. Yes, it's your turn. Egg number 9. And then do we know where egg number 10 is and 11? You got them, Finley? Can you share them?
What do we need?
So we're doing 9 right now, but I just want to make sure that maybe 10, 11, and 12.
No, I already did one. Let it crack it.
Yeah, you can open it. What's inside? Nothing. There's nothing in egg number 9. It's empty. Finally, several of them believed that they saw Jesus rise up from the earth higher and higher until he disappeared entirely. They believed he had gone to be in heaven with God. Okay, egg number 10. Who hasn't opened one yet? Okay, do you want to hand that egg to Waylon, please? You were a very good guesser. You knew exactly what it was. Okay. Egg number 10 has a watch. I'm wearing my watch, but there is a watch in here. People who had these experiences with Jesus believed that Jesus was different from other people. Some people believed that Jesus was so holy and great that he would come back to earth and save the world. Years passed. The people who knew Jesus personally died. Their children and their children's children also died. But Jesus did not come back to earth as a human. It has been over 2,000 years, and Jesus has still not come back. There are still some people who hope that Jesus will come back to life again. Where's egg number 11? Would you like to open one? All right. Oh, does anybody know what this is? It's a chalice, a flaming chalice. This is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. other people, including most Unitarian Universalists, believe that Jesus won't ever live on earth again the way that he did before, and that even if his body is not coming back, his spirit never needs to die. His spirit is in his words and his deeds, which still give us wisdom today. For example, when he was alive, Jesus taught people the golden rule to treat people the way that you want to be treated. Jesus gave the Sermon on the Mount when he said that people who are poor, hurt, and struggling are loved by God, and therefore we must love them too. Okay, last egg, number 12. Who hasn't opened one yet? Case, would you like to open it? All right. When somebody's physical body dies, the people around them who loved them and valued them can help keep their memory alive, just like the followers of Jesus have remembered and honored his teaching and his spirit long after his death. What are these? Heart stickers. So anyone who would like a heart sticker is welcome to have one. So there's not a, so take one off the sheet and share them with the people around you. There you go. Do you want to take one off the sheet and thank you. You can bring them back to your row and share them with the people with you. Thank you all so much for helping me tell my story. You can return to your seats.
How many do we take?
Take one, and then you can share the rest with.
The act of giving is a spiritual practice as important as any other element in our shared time of worship. Our generosity is a form of love. Our gifts freely given help us to practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation. Each month through the UCM Community Pouch program, we share part of our collection with an important church fund or a community organization aligned with our values. The Community Pouch Committee has chosen to have our local Planned Parenthood organization as the April recipient. Planned Parenthood is one of the nation's leading providers of high-quality, affordable health care and the nation's largest provider of sex education. With or without insurance, one can go there with health care. Half of our cash offerings will go to our pouch recipient, and I will add that I have been a member and supporter of Planned Parenthood since 1966. The other half of our plate collection will directly support the mission and ministry of this congregation. If you wish to designate your entire offering to the community pouch, please indicate that with a note attached to your cash or in the memo line of your check. Checks will go to the church unless designated otherwise. You can find the offering pouch at the end of the pews on the side aisles. Please pass them toward the center aisle. You can also make a financial contribution by donating online. We are so grateful to each and every one of you for your generosity in its many forms. Your offering will now be gratefully received. And as we talk about offerings, next up is our musical offering, and it's by the young Norwegian contemporary classical composer, Ola Gjeilo. The ground originated as the final movement of his Sunrise Mass. In that piece, he utilized the traditional Mass form to take listeners through a range of sometimes challenging emotional landscapes, finally arriving here with a sense of peace and grounded strength, the dawn of a new day.
compassion for all that we bring with us and hold with us on our hearts and our spirits this morning.
We'll take a moment to be quiet, to be still, so we can be in touch with the deepest and best parts of ourselves. If you would like, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to join me in a movement prayer. I'll show you the prayer, and then I'll talk you through it one more time, and then invite all of us to pray silently with our bodies 4 or so more times. So we'll begin with our hands in front of us in the prayer position to find our inner quiet. We raise our arms up high to open ourselves to that which is beyond us, the Spirit of life, the God of love. We bring our hands to our hearts to affirm the strength of our inner voices. We extend our arms out in front of us to offer our kindness and respect to others. So, hands in prayer. Hands up high. Hands to our hearts. Out in front. So 4 more times quietly. Thank you.
There are many accounts of what may have happened 3 days after Jesus of Nazareth died on a cross in Jerusalem almost 2,000 years ago. 4 accounts have been passed down and survived in the Christian scriptures. And the account that I find the most compelling is the one that comes from the Gospel of Mark. It is thought to be the earliest of the gospel accounts written. The way the gospel writer Mark tells it, 3 women followers of Jesus Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James and Salome, set out for his tomb as soon as the Sabbath day had ended. In keeping with Jewish rituals to honor the dead, they brought along oils to spread over his body. And they worried about who would roll the stone away so that they could enter and perform these rituals. But when they arrived, they discovered that the stone had already been rolled back and their friend's body wasn't there. According to the gospel account, a young man in a white robe told them not to be alarmed. Jesus wasn't there, but had been raised from the dead. I'm sure that calmed their nerves. He instructed them to tell the disciples that Jesus was going ahead of them to Galilee and that they could find him there. And the story ends with these lines: "They fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid." Now, it isn't too hard to imagine how these women might have been feeling at this moment. When we face the empty tomb of loss, uncertainty, and despair, we can feel like the women at the tomb of Jesus, full of fear and amazement, seemingly unable to move forward. When the women found the tomb empty, there was anguish and questioning and desolation. But in the emptiness, there was also possibility and hope. Their friend was not there. Where could he have gone? How was he to live on? In the Christian scriptures, Jesus appears several times to his disciples after they find the empty tomb. And every time they cannot quite believe what they see and hear. I wonder how often we get stuck in believing that our own story has ended. How often do we find it too risky to believe in possibility? We know that the story of Jesus' death did not end with the women fleeing the tomb, speaking to no one. In fact, news spread of Jesus' apparent resurrection from the dead and of his appearance to his disciples. The community of people that followed and proclaimed his teaching lived on, carrying forward the message that love conquers all. They found new life and possibility armed with that message of love and liberation for all. Whether we believe in the literal resurrection of Jesus or not, the Easter story communicates the possibility and the promise that death does not have the last word. Amid death and despair, we still look for signs of new life around us. We coax new life to emerge. Life and love have a way of returning, sometimes in new forms, sometimes unexpectedly after a long time of waiting. Signs of life appear. A phone call from a friend that you thought you'd never hear from again. Finding one's voice and singing again after years of believing you're not good enough. A new relationship that brings sweetness and happiness. So often finding our way out of that emptiness doesn't happen with a big hallelujah moment, though maybe sometimes it does. But rather than coming all at once, new life and a way forward unfolds over time as we somehow move beyond our fear and terror to find new life. This unfolding journey is reflected to us in the natural world in this transition time from late winter into early spring. Just a few weeks ago, on one of those very early warm days, I was noticing the daffodils starting to come up in this garden bed right here in the School Street parking lot. I marveled at the green shoots rising amid the otherwise barren bed. How brazen and risky an act to unfurl from the tight seed and to rise up out of the ground to greet the light. Of course, just a few days later, those same shoots were covered in freezing rain and snow. And today, again, it feels like maybe spring is truly upon us. When new life emerges, it can be tentative as it takes the risk to break through from darkness into light. And signs of life that emerge aren't always the most beautiful and pleasing, let's be real. Along with the daffodils and crocuses, there are cluster flies swarming in our yards, also awakening into this moment of invitation to be born again. Life seeks out life, whether that life is arrayed in beautiful and vibrant shapes and colors, or whether it is seemingly ordinary and even a bit pesty. In this transitional time and space where death and life intermingle, life continues to move forward. We continue to move forward. We take the risk of possibility and new life. Like the women who go to Jesus' tomb with oils in their hands, we rise up from our despair and do what needs to be done, despite the emptiness and uncertainty we feel. We seek and find rebirth and renewed hope. In this season of spring, as the earth and the holy stories guide us to love and liberation, let us open ourselves to the light. The return of the light ushers in the possibility of the morning, the breaking of the day and creation. As we have done in the past, we have made it through the deep darkness of winter, and along with the crocuses and the tree buds, we are once again re-emerging. We are re-emerging and rising with hope for new life. The Unitarian Universalist minister Kendall Gibbons writes, "Life happens, keeps happening. The dead don't rise, but we do. One day it happens, you take a breath, and it doesn't hurt to breathe. You start to see people again, really see them. Hope rises, community rises, you rise, we rise, life rises. Not because death isn't real. Crucifixion is not just pretend, but something else is just as real, maybe even more real. Something happens next. That is the other thing we know for sure. Life rises, outrage rises, love rises, faith rises, tears rise, hope rises. This I do believe. And indeed, let us believe. We too will rise on this new day with new life, and that will be our Alleluia. For our closing hymn this Easter morning, we honor the diversity of our theological beliefs. We will sing to the Easter hymn tune, and you can choose, yes, you, each of you, can choose whether to sing the words of Lo, the Earth Awakes Again, that's number 61 in the Great Hymnal, or maybe both, Jesus Christ is Risen Today, which is number 268. Both songs are set to the same tune, magic. So you pick number 61 or number 268. We will sing 3 verses and we will let in the joyful cacophony of our words. Please rise in body or spirit. service, we extinguish our chalice and carry with us its flame of truth, the warmth of community, and the spark of hope into the days and the week ahead. And as we do so, let us say together our mission statement. We welcome all as we build a loving community to nurture each person's spiritual journey, serve human need, and protect the earth, our home. May you emerge from whatever burdens and sorrows have weighed you down and enclosed you in a tomb of darkness. May you emerge out into the light of this spring season, joining hand in this community of creation, lifting up an everlasting message of love, peace, and liberation. Happy Easter. And we conclude our service with the postlude.